To A Sky Lark, an ode written by P.B Shelly. P.B Shelly is a younger poet of romantic age, born in 1792 and died in 1822. He was a central figure of English lyric poetry. His works reflects an intense passion for beauty, freedom, and idealism. Shelley wrote To A Skylark in 1820 while he was living in Italy with his wife Mary Shelley. One evening, while walking near Leghorn, he heard a skylark singing high in the sky. The bird itself was invisible, hidden in the golden clouds of sunset, but its song filled the air with music. Inspired by this experience, Shelley composed the poem almost instantly, capturing his wonder at the bird's beauty and freedom. This spontaneous act of creation reflects the romantic ideal of poetry as an expression of intense emotion and communion with the nature. Like Wordsworth, The World is Too Much with Us, or Keats' Ode to a Nightingale, Shelley's To A Sky Lark reveals the poet's desire to transcend human limitation and unite with the eternal world of imagination and joy. Now we will study about the form and the structure, the poem as an ode. An ode is a lyrical poem that expresses admiration or reverence for a person, object, or abstract idea. It usually combines emotional intensity with philosophical reflection. Shelley's To A Sky Lark fulfill all these requirements. For example, subject of a praise, elevated tone and language, movement and description of reflection, lyric intensity. The poem consists of 21 stanzas of a 5 line each. The rhyme scheme of this poem is A B A B A B, and the musical rhythm creates a song-like quality that mirrors the skylark's own melody. The poem opens with the direct and joyful invocation. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird, thou never wert that from heaven or near it pours thy full heart in profuse strain and unpremeditated art. Shelley greets the skylark as a blithe spirit rather than a mere bird, suggesting that it belongs to a higher realm of existence. The skylark's song is not deliberate or learned, but spontaneous, a natural outpouring of joy, or what the poet calls unpremeditated art. In these opening lines, Shelley sets the tone of the ode, praise, wonder, and spiritual yearning. The poet imagines the skylark soaring higher and higher, invisible yet audible, a metaphor for ideal beauty that exists beyond human reach. Higher is still higher, from the earth thou springest, like a cloud of fire. The blue deep thou wingest, and singing still, thus soar and soaring ever singest. The image of the cloud of fire combines beauty and purity, suggesting divine illumination. The bird endless ascent symbolizes the soul's yearning for perfection, a central theme in Shelley's poetry. As the poem progresses, Shelley compares the skylark song various forms of earthly joy, a maiden's love, a poet's rapture, a glow-worm high light, a rose fragrance, but finds that none equal the bird's celestial music. Each comparison reveals both admiration and limitation. Human joys are beautiful yet tainted by sadness. while the skylark's joy is pure and eternal. Here, the skylark as a symbol. The skylark in Shelley's ode is not just a bird, it is a symbol of ideal beauty and poetic inspiration. It represents the voice of a nature untouched by sorrow, fear, or decay, in contrast to human beings who are bound by time, grief, and imperfection. The skylark exists in a realm of pure happiness. Shelley's admiration for a skylark song becomes a reflection of his own desire to raise that spiritual state of harmony and truth. The poet's imagination transformed the birds into a messenger between heaven and earth, a symbol of a divine creativity and freedom. The skylark thus stands for romantic ideal of the unlimited power of imagination. Contrast between human and divine joy. One of the central idea of To A Skylark is contrast between the skylark's perfect joy and the human's imperfect happiness. Shelley observed that every human pleasure is mixed with the pain and fear. We look before and after and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of the saddest thought. These lines are among the most famous in English poetry because they capture a universal truth. Human consciousness itself brings sorrow, unlike the skylark, which lives in eternal present. Human are burdened by memory and longing. Shelley's tone here become reflective and almost mournful. Yet his sadness is not despair. It is a yearning for soul that seeks the perfection it glimpses in skylark. Shelley's idea of art and poetry. For Shelley, the skylark song represents a pure art that is spontaneous, uncorrupted by ambition or self-consciousness. The skylark sings not to please anyone, but because it must. It sings as naturally as it breathes. In this way, the skylark becomes a metaphor of poet's ideal state, to create beauty instinctively and freely. Shelley expresses his longing to learn from skylark's beauty of art. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then as I am listening now. The closing stanza complete the ode's movement from admiration to aspiration. The poet wishes to share in skylark's divine joy, believing that even fraction of that happiness would make his poetry capable of enchanting the world. The ending transformed To A Skylark into self-reflective ode, a poem not only about the bird but about the nature of poetic inspiration itself. The skylark is rich with imagery and musicality. His use of simile comparing the skylark songs to a high-born maiden, a rose embowered, or a glow-worm golden, reflect his attempt to express the inexpressible beauty of birds' music. Each image glows with the high fragrance sound, creating multi-sensory experience for the reader. The poem's rhythm and rhyme scheme also enhance its musical reflect. The repeating sound, singing, springing, winging, imitate the bird's continuous song. The language itself becomes a song like a verbal equivalent of skylark's melody. This musicality is what makes the To A Sky Lark one of the most lyrical ode of the English literature. This poem also reveals Sally's optimism and idealism. In conclusion, I would like to say P.B Shelly's To A Sky Lark is one of the most perfect ode in English literature. It combines rich imagery, lyrical rhythm, and profound thought in a celebration of beauty and inspiration. To A Skylark represents the ideal, pure, unearthly joy that poets long to attain, a joy free from limitation of human sorrow. Thank you.